Jessica Jones is getting a second season, ladies and gentlemen, and I have never been more excited, even when I was 8 and got a second ice cream because my first ice cream fell on the ground, so it's basically like I got 1.5 ice creams in one day. Still more excited now than I was back then, and now I'm going to talk about it. So Jessica Jones took some time to grow on me. When I first started watching it, it took like the first 4 episodes for me to get into it. First episode I thought was kind of choppy and I wasn't too sure about it, but I figured it was Marvel. I'll give it a second chance. Second episode, third episode, fourth episode started getting a little more better than I got into it. Fifth episode, favorite show, favorite thing Marvel has ever done. Even better than the Joss Whedon Avengers. I'm sorry, Joss. You know you're still my man god. I got you on my phone. It's Joss Whedon on my phone. That's my devotion to you. But I'm giving this one to Michelle Rosenberg. Full disclosure, that wasn't a dramatic pause. I forgot the name of the Jessica Jones showrunner for a second. So obviously I'm excited to see more Luke and Jessica relationshipy stuff in this second season because that cliffhanger in the first season broke my goddamn heart. But I'm also really interested in seeing more Trish Walker. I feel like we saw a lot of Trish Walker in the first season and she had a good amount of character development. But she could totally have more, like twice as much character development now that Kilgrave's out of the picture. Just don't have a villain second season. Just focus on Trish Walker the whole time. So Trish Walker, Hellcat, Patsy Walker, whatever you want to call her, is a new favorite character for me, mostly because her history in Marvel is really goddamn interesting. Basically how it goes is, during World War II, because so many comic creators had been drafted, most of the comics being written during that time and created during that time were being created by women. So Patsy Walker originally was kind of like a female Archie, always getting into these scraps, and she had a nemesis. Who was Archie's nemesis? His name was like Robbie or Roddy. I don't know Archie. The irony of it is the company was doing better during the war than it was immediately after, proving my theory that World War II veterans hate money. After that, nobody really cared about Patsy Walker, until the 70s when she came back as a superhero. Because these are comics. Jump to Jessica Jones in 2015. Instead of Patsy Walker, we have Trish Walker, because no 30-year-old is named Patsy. Instead of being a superhero who used to be a spunky kid with problems, she's a martial artist who used to be Marvel's equivalent of Hannah Montana. We get it, Marvel. It's 2015. I'm sure Trish Walker also drinks Starbucks and has a 3D TV. You don't have to hammer this shit down our throats, Marvel. But the most interesting thing about Trish Walker to me is that she's a martial artist, because as we've learned from Chris Nolan, martial artists are the same thing as superheroes. But this is a fictional universe, so there's some logical leeway there. And therefore, I demand Hellcat in Season 2 of Jessica Jones. Demand it. There's a Hellcat comic out now, but it's one of those not amazing Marvel comics people try to pretend doesn't exist. So I am holding out hope for Hellcat and Jessica Jones, and maybe Hellcat in her own series. I'm not superstitious, so I really don't think crossing my fingers will do anything, but I'm still hoping, which is kind of a superstition in itself. I'm just a big contradiction, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment. Just play around for a little bit, see what else you can do there. I'm Will Morin, and stay frosty.